In this video, I'm mainly going to be focusing on romance manhwas, so I'm sorry if I don't touch upon all the other demographics out there. And also, this is strictly my opinion, so if you don't agree with it, that's completely understandable. I'd like to hear you guys' opinion on this as well, so please comment down that below. Also, I'm not saying all people of colour are portrayed in this sort of light, but from the small minority of manhwas, I'm seeing a trend that just doesn't sit right with me. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Of manhwa has grown in popularity across the globe throughout the years. While these stories span a wide array of genres and narratives, a concerning pattern has emerged regarding the portrayal of dark-skinned MCs, especially male leads, and oftentimes these characters are depicted through a lens of barbarism, perpetuating harmful stereotypes and fostering a narrative that equates darker skin with untamed, savage behavior. This video explores the depiction of dark-skinned MCs in manhwas and the underlying implications of these portrayals. So, in numerous manhwas, dark-skinned characters are introduced as exotic or different, often holding positions of power within their narrative world. However, despite their status, they're frequently depicted as barbaric or untamed. These stereotypes often manifesting in several ways through their physical portrayal, their behavior, and the way other characters interact with them. For instance, these characters might be drawn in exaggerated, menacing features, or they may exhibit violent behaviors that set them apart from their lighter-skinned counterparts. A striking example can be found in manhwas like My Predatory Marriage, where the dark-skinned male lead is continuously referred to as a beast, a lower race, or an untamed creature, despite his significant role and status. The narrative repeatedly emphasizes his savagery, suggesting an inherent barbarism tied to his skin color. This portrayal is not an isolated case, but part of a broader trend within the medium. But when the dark-skinned MCs are not depicted as savages, they're often shown as devoted servants, completely subservient to their lighter-skinned characters, enforcing a limited and damaging view of people of color, suggesting that they only exist in extremes of behavior, neither of which is truly empowered or autonomous. And in both these cases, the dark-skinned MC would be sexualized, which leads me on to my next point. The sexualization of dark-skinned characters in romance manhwas is an issue that reflects broader on cultural, societal, and media-driven trends. Romance manhwas in particular often magnify these issues due to their focus on relationships, attractiveness, and character dynamics. People of color in romance manhwas are frequently drawn to be alluring and assertive, often in contrast to their lighter-skinned counterparts, oftentimes their features and their whole personality being deemed as exotic. But you must be wondering, no matter what, the main guy is going to be thirsted over either way. True, but the problem is that most of the time, the dark-skinned male lead's only personality trait is his body. Apart from that, it will be his beast-like personality. This is especially seen in manhwas like Princess Jewels, where the melanated male leads are more heavily sexualized than their white counterparts. They are often depicted as sexually motivated individuals, and many times in the manhwa, that is their only contribution to the plot. They are either portrayed as this 12-pack god ready for intimate moments with the female lead, or as an angry individual that people are scared of. And most of the time, these characters are drawn with more emphasis on their physical attributes that are considered sexually attractive, such as the toned bodies or revealing clothes. The answer is that in many manhwas, dark-skinned characters are relegated to roles that primarily serve the sexual fantasies of the audience or other characters. They are often depicted as these exotic lovers or forbidden desires, their presence in the story existing mainly to provide sexual tension or gratification. Their character arcs often lack depth, focusing instead on their physical appeal and sexual prowess. Okay, so we know some manhwa characters are questionably constructed, but tell me why certain people of colour in manhwas are drawn like double-decker buses, like the main guy from Under the Oak Tree. How is that humanly possible? Don't even get me started on the design of the woman of colours in manhwa. The entire reason I made this video is because of this one picture from Predatory Marriage. I'm here for strong women, especially with muscles, but there's something about this design that screams I've never seen a woman of colour in my life. Because why does the female lead look like this, and the other characters around her look like they could bench press her for fun? But when it comes to representation of women of colour in manhwa, it's so scarce and often lackluster. They're either made out to be a slave or hypersexualized to the point they're seen as an object or eye candy. So why do we see these type of patterns in manhwas? Colorism is a rampant problem across the world, especially in countries like Korea, where most of the manhwas shown in this video are made. Often when they do make a person of colour the main character, they're always tan, but adorned with cultural attributes such as a turban and jewellery to show that they're different, but never drawn too dark. I think it mainly has to do with the authors, especially those who are not exposed to other cultures and fail to do their research. Many come from countries that still believe that white skin equals purity and dark skin equals uncivilized. Most of these authors do not adapt to the cultural differences, often portraying people of colour based on mainstream stereotypes, which often is reductive. Overall, in these manhwas with pale leads and dark male leads, the subtext here is that the female lead is upheld as this ethically superior, weak damsel in distress. Through the intervention of the dark-skinned male, the white lead is portrayed as superior and perfect compared to her wild counterpart. To put it bluntly, it's a fetish to be desired by someone who looks different. What makes it worse is that it's written as if the white character is perfect and pure due to their appearance. And it really gives off the savior complex vibe, with a hint of changing the male lead from their beast-like personality to what they think a normal human should be. And as someone who is brown, seeing these type of manhwas just makes me roll my eyes, especially when they portray these men as lustful freaks. Like, please stop this racial fetishism. These exotic dark-skinned men who's gonna save me vibes is just so weird to me. Well, that's it for my video today, guys. I know this has been a bit different from my normal vids, but I just wanted to talk about this and just see if I was the only person that felt like this. I want to hear your comments, and if there's any other manhwas that you want me to check out, especially the problematic ones, please let me know. I love reading through your comments. The comment section is open to any suggestions. Anyways, thank you for staying till the end. I'll catch you later. Toodles!